my fellow readers, it's I, Dark Symphony 777, with another fan fiction reading. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications. Leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the story and any future fan fictions you want me to do a reading of currently. So the story I am doing a reading of is Prejudicial Procedure Problem by Asa over on FanFiction.net. So of course it's going to be a My Little Pony story. I was just wondering this type for and I noticed this. I thought this just looks interesting. I thought I'd just see it. Twilight needs to hire some staff members. It should be easy and non-controversial, right? Yeah, it should. It should. You should. I mean, what, hiring people? I mean, what's wrong with that? You sure this is a comedy just by this? I don't know. Let's see. Start. Starlight Glimmer called out, knocking softly on the door of the castle's library. The applicants have all arrived. Wonderful, Twilight Sparkle replied. Come in. I just need to finish a few things and I'll be ready to start the interviews. Starlight entered the library to find Twilight sitting behind a desk covered with blank forms, inkwells, and quills. Before the desk stood a large, comfortable chair. Do you think this is okay? Twilight asked her. I don't want to be too intimidating. Twilight, you're sitting on a big-ass chair, and you're a princess. I'm pretty sure you're going to be intimidating either way. Starlight gave her a slightly twisted grin. I don't know if a comfy chair will make the new ruler of Equestria passing judgment on them any less intimidating. That's a thoughtful touch. I'm not passing judgment on them, Twilight protested. I'm merely evaluating the suitability for each position. It won't feel like that to them, believe me. You're choosing the personal staff of the Equestrian Royal Princess. Winning or losing out on a job like that is a huge deal. Twilight frowned and thought for a minute. I'll make sure to impress on them that simply making it to the interview stage is high praise of their abilities. That might be a good idea, actually. Starlight paused and glanced over her shoulder at the doors, shuffling her hooves slightly. Was there something else? Twilight asked. I just wanted to congratulate you on the variety of applicants. I'm hearing a but there, Twilight said, raising an eyebrow. Starlight sighed and gave her a sheepish grin. It's just that there are griffins, changelings, a couple of mules, and even a dragon out there. But only 2 of them are male. With over 30 applicants, it's clearly obvious. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? Huh? I mean, it's not funny so far, except for the joke. The intimidation joke, but let's keep going. Twilight was silent for a moment, and then said, let me show you something. She teleported a huge sheet of paper into the room and held it up for Starlight to read. I prepared the spreadsheet listing all the relevant qualities of all the applicants. Of course you did. Starlight muttered under her breath. Oh, is that nothing? Go on. Twilight gave the faintest of sighs and continued. The names are across the top, and the column on the left is the list of the qualities I'm most concerned about. Do you notice something about those qualities? Twilight squinted at the small, neat lettering. The entries under alphabet quotient are symbols I've never seen before. No, what descriptors don't you see? Starlight thought back to the discussion that had started this impromptu lecture. Gender isn't listed? Or tribe? Or even species for that matter, Twilight grinned. My selection of the candidates is based purely on merit. The fact that there are relatively few stallions on the list has nothing to do with sexism. Starlight sighed, but Twilight, that's just indicative of a much deeper problem in equestrian society. Stallions are underrepresented because they get fewer educational opportunities than mares. Everyone thinks they're not as intelligent, and the mariarchy reinforces that attitude by saying funny, this is political. What does this have to do with comedy? Oh, I hope we get something. Because this looks like it's going to be a one-note joke story, and I'm not a fan of those. Twilight interrupted her. As much as I love to debate that, we'll have to wait until later. I have 33 interviews. There's needs to be either a space or a hyphen right there. 33 interviews to get through today, and wasting even a half hour would put me behind schedule. Twilight sighed. Twilight was her boss, not to mention her sovereign. I'll send in the first applicant. Twilight glanced down at her, randomizing the interest to fairness list. That would be utter all. Huh? Interesting name. Starlight chuckled. It's not inappropriate. Wait until you meet her. Most beautiful Jenny I've ever seen. Oh, she's a mule. Yep, I'll send her in. Starlight was correct. Utter all was a gorgeous young Jenny with a light golden coat and dark, luscious mane and tail. Her long ears were elegant rather than awkward. The dark stripe along her backbone spread out to thin, wing-like flares over her shoulders, and her eyes were pale blue color, almost unheard of for a mule. Okay, so this is all Ginny right here. Okay. Where is she? Okay. Contrary to Starlight's expectations, she didn't seem intimidated in the least. She strode confidently in the library, taking in the room with a glance and an attitude that suggested she wasn't even impressed. Welcome to the Castle of Friendship, Utter Awe, Twilight greeted her. Please take a seat. I want you to feel comfortable and relaxed during this interview, so please, just call me Twilight. I prefer to be called Miss Awe, the mule said, and I prefer to call you Princess, if you don't mind. I wouldn't want to forget your station or what you represent. Okay. It's fine with me, Twilight replied, shifting mental gears to a more formal style than she planned on using. I would like to impress upon you that making it as far as this interview stage of the hiring process is, in and of itself, an indication, there we go, of how remarkably well qualified you. Oh, Jenny interrupted, so you already decided not to hire me, and now you're making excuses. What? No, Twilight gaped at her and struggled to find a reply with such an unfair accusation. Oh, don't worry about it, Princess. I'm used to being tried out to show how modern and open to diversity some corrupt noble is, that being thrown out as soon as the cameras and reporters have gone. Twilight couldn't help herself. There are cameras and reporters out there? Miss Awe looked down her nose disdainfully. Of course there are. Didn't you arrange for them to record your oh-so-diverse lineup? No, I just wanted to hire a good staff, Twilight said quietly, as the enormity of the situation began to dawn on her. Must have been your tame revolutionary then, Twilight sniffed. Starlight glimmer. What a sock puppet. Well, she's not as smart as she thinks she is. She's messed up this proto-op and accidentally revealed how deep the prejudice of the mariachi go. Only one stallion, one jack in the entire group? That's obvious and blatant sexism. No, please, Miss Awe, Twilight proceeded. I have this spreadsheet, but Jenny had gotten the metaphorical bit in her perfect white teeth, and there was no stopping her. I'm an ally fighting for the oppressed males of Equestria. I won't rest until the mariarchy is toppled and the vast conspiracy to hide the male alicorns from the public is... Starlight Glimmer entered the room to see what the shouting was about. She was just in time to watch Twilight teleport the frothing mule away. Twilight looked at Starlight in dismay. I just sent her to the train station. Honest. Starlight raised an eyebrow. So I'm guessing you won't be hiring her. No, Twilight shook her head sadly. There's no place for Miss Awe Jenny. I don't know whether or not to groan that I was right and that the story was just going to be a one-note joke. Or at least clap the fact that the pun was actually pretty clever. A little bit of A, a little bit of B. First off, that's sexism against males is misandry, not misogyny, because that's sexism against females. I guess that's supposed to be, I guess, in Equestria, since in Equestria, like most of the people are female, and a lot of the jerks happen to be midway. I just noticed that. Huh. No, there was Discord. Discord's awesome. What do I think of the story? I mean, I actually have to agree with Paul. You should be hiring based on merit. Because honestly, if you based on like stuff like race and sex and stuff like that, then you're just gonna be hiring inexperienced people who don't know what they're doing. Unless you're doing an entry level job for them to get the experience, you shouldn't be doing that. You know. I don't remember if it was a year or 2 years ago. There was that whole bridge collapse. Everyone thought, oh, it's because it was because of women. No, it's because the people who were making the bridge decided to hire a bunch of inexperienced people and then basically cause them to cut corners, leading to them making connecting the bridge shoddily. So it's like, it's blame on everyone on that side. Blame on... I don't know. It's just, why is this... I guess maybe 3 out of 5. It's a decent pun. Not for the fact that I guess, my guess is this story is supposed to say that the same could go either way. Like, if men were a minority and they started doing this, it would kind of go the same way. Then again, I don't really care about politics. I just like to read, just be by myself. I got a plushie coming in. Is there any pens? But she wasn't misandric. She was. Oh, she's a okay. I bet, yeah. Feghoot. I love Feghoot. There was a Feghoot tag. I would have. Okay, humor me for a second. Feghoot, also known as a story pun or poetic story joke, is a humorous short story of vignette ending in a pun. I never knew that. Huh. Way to go, so you actually taught me something new. I mean, it's a pun. I mean, it's there. It's a neat little social commentary joke. I mean, this is one of those stories that's not really going to age well. It's not. I don't. It's kind of hard to review the story because of the simple fact, if I talk more into detail about it, I'd just be going into politics stuff like that. I don't particularly care. I mean, if I have to go into it, I probably have no choice but to go into it. I kind of like the story. It's realistic. Because I keep hearing everywhere all these people constantly demanding that you hire based on race and gender and stuff like that. And I throw a fit when they say merit hiring basing, and it just happens to be like the majority male, because males tend to like want to work harder and longer hours. But I've seen lots of females work hard too. It's just, 3 out of 5. It's a little pun. Still kind of cringy, but that's what we get. This has been Dark Symphony 777, and